Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We're on day 7 on Cyan Beach. Hopefully, gonna have a pretty good day. We're gonna have some stuff to talk about the tier list I brought up yesterday. After digging into it a bit, and thanks to some helpful hints from our friend Zorark, I have learned there's quite a bit more to the tier list than what we originally thought. So we're gonna go over that later in the video. So make sure to stick around for that. We're going to try to kind of get through the normal stuff a little bit quickly today so I don't keep you too long. But we are going to start off with the recovery incense. 14,882 sneaky snacking. I did swap Dodrio off of the team for the other Gengar just to try to make sure we have enough mushrooms for what we're trying to make today. Did a little bit of looking around through the recipes, and really the best thing we're going to be able to make is going to be the spore what is it, spore mushroom salad, I think it's called. I don't know, whatever the mushroom salad is. But we are going to get 100 sleep points, which puts us at 3,186. And our daily lottery, yes, there we go. As far as I'm aware, that is the most diamonds that you can get from the daily lottery. So that's fantastic, a great way to start our Sunday off. Hopefully we didn't just burn all our luck there, but it is nice to have it. That's almost an ingredient up purchase, which I probably need to start investing in my inventory ups pretty soon. Session 176, 9 hours and 7 minutes. 9:04, really. I actually my alarm went off at 9:30, so I'm not sure why it says 9:04, but oh well, not that big a deal. We still got 100, and that's all that really matters. 17% dozing, 65% snoozing, and 18% slumbering. Did not get good sleep last night. I guess that's why I was pretty tired, but it's still enough for a dozing. So my presumption of a 50% breakpoint on snoozing is definitely incorrect now. Unless there's a breakpoint for dozing that once it gets beyond maybe 15. I had originally assumed 13, but I don't know. I'm still not convinced the breakpoints are actually there. It's all anecdotal, but we'll see. We did get 45.4 million, almost 45.5 million drowsy power today. A full spawn board with 1 atop belly. So we should have a pretty good research. Hopefully somebody's hungry. I think that's a new sleep style too, yeah. I don't even think have I seen that one normally? The leaky sleep is probably what it's going to be called. Let's see. Looks like everything but the Weeping Bell is old news. We did get another pincer, so that's good. But pincer is not our primary focus. So we did get a Caterpie, a Gulpin, a pincer, Mankey, what is that? Krogunk, I forgot its name, Primeape, and an Ekans. Mankey and Pinsir are really going to be the ones I really want. So there's a top belly Weeping Bell. So, oh, I did get the acid dripping sleep before. That was the last Weeping Bell sleep I needed as well. No reward for completing it, but it is nice to have it done. Somebody's hungry. Not the one we want, though. We already have a very good Toxicroak, so out of everyone that could have been hungry, that was the worst one. Actually, I don't know. Gulpin being hungry could have been even worse. So let's see. We do not have a whole lot to work with today. Honestly, I'm thinking about doing something real crazy, but let's see. How many sleep points we have? Just over 3,000, right? Yeah. So maybe. Let me check one last thing. Let's see. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm I'm thinking about doing something real stupid, but I think it is stupid, so we're not going to do it. I'm just going to buy a few biscuits. I know I said the other day I wanted to stock up my sleep points, but we need to use them now for catching some of these things that we're going to need for down the road. I am getting very much hindered by not having a good apple supply. And the pincer we caught the other day, it was pretty decent, but not as good as I would have liked. I really wish we had a great biscuit right now. That would be really fantastic. We do have the premium, or not the premium, the bonus biscuit, which I think I'm going to give to Mankey. I was hoping we'd get a critical capture there, but unfortunately not. Only +3. As long as this Mankey isn't full, we'll take it home. Okay, good. Mankey's not full. So we're definitely going to take that home. That is the most, what's the word? The most useful, immediately useful. That's what I was looking for. That is the most immediately useful out of the two of them, because a good Mankey can take us a long way at Lapis. I'm just going to give this pincer one more if he's not full, and we're going to stop there. We'll just have to take it slow trying to catch this one. Hey, there we go. Not a critical capture, but it does help. We're definitely not going to be able to take him home. Yeah, even if he hadn't filled up right there, we wouldn't be able to get it today. So we're just going to go ahead and move on, take our Mankey with us, and hopefully we can help some people out with some Mankey candy. We can make sure everybody is set up for Lapis as much as possible. We did get 2,156 research XP, not enough to level up, but we might level up tomorrow with 4,458 dream shards. Now let's go ahead and switch on over. Where is Mankey? There you are. Level 11 and quiet. I don't think that's going to be good for us. But it is sausage double mushroom, which isn't that big of a deal. Ingredient finder S, yeah, that's not good. Not a good start. Skill trigger S, helping speed S, research XP bonus, and skill level up S. These sub skills are not helpful. And then quiet, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Quiet was an ingredient nature, so this is not going to be good. Better than I thought it was going to be, but not good. So that is unfortunately probably going to be another one straight to the professor. So it is unfortunate, but we do have a decent one. Not the worst. We still have a little bit more time before we are switching over to, or well, before Lapis Lakeside comes up. So we got some time to get a better one, hopefully. No new news, still just the bundles and the event notification. We did get a medal. 2 medals. Ooh, did sleep research with your team's RP above 7,500 and 50 fighting type Pokemon studied. Candy M will be very good to have with what we are going to need to do. Actually, we need to do that today before it expires, but let's check out what the research community has been up to. 29 reports, which makes sense. I did check the reports yesterday during lunch just to check on how friends were doing, and we've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 that doubled up, so that's right about 25%. So sticking pretty close to that figure pretty consistently. I don't know, still not 100% sure that keeping all your friends just for the double candy is the way to go versus starting over and trying to get the rewards for leveling up. But for now, I'm gonna keep the friends. We did get 1 skill trigger, which we desperately need, and I'm hoping that our other ingredient magnet will trigger his skill as well. Only 1 out of 3 so far. Come on, buddy. It's up to you. That is not good. I really needed that skill to trigger today. All right. Well, let's kind of want to wait on him to trigger this animation because I don't want it to get stuck again. That's a lot of berries. Let's see. We need 472,043. That's too many berries to eat through. I'm not waiting on that. I'm impatient. Use a recipe. All right, so we're gonna do the spore mushroom salad, and then we are gonna fill it with, I was saving these potatoes for something else, but now is a good time to use them. Fiery herbs, all of this cocoa. Then I want to hold on to the oil. I'm gonna have to switch in what's his name, Toxicroak, to get some oil for us. I was really hoping to get that ingredient magnet to trigger with Blastoise, but it didn't. So I think I'm gonna swap out Venusaur for Toxicroak, try to restock on some of this oil for lunch and dinner. And while we're at it, we have a little bit of space left. I don't want to use the mushrooms. I want to save those. So we'll just throw in all this honey to max it out. And hopefully we can at least break 20,000 with this. Even better if we got an extra tasty. I don't know if that's going to happen. We're already, we might pass 10,000, just shy of it. 9,889 before the bonus kicks in. Not quite 20,000, 18,897. Just shy of leveling up to 26. So close. All right, well, it's not a bad start. That should put us roughly halfway to Master 7. Which I believe, if I remember Monday correctly, it was a long time ago, but if I remember, that was our goal for the week, was Master 7. But Master 6. Come on, there it is. Master 6, let's see, 493,000 currently, and we need 528, so right about 35,000. It's definitely doable today with the extra pot space, but we'll just have to see how things go. All those mushrooms will definitely help. Thank you, Gengar. And then let's swap out, while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and swap out this Venusaur for Toxicroak, get some of that oil coming in, because that, we definitely don't need that to be the one thing stopping us today. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to discuss with the tier list. So I messed around with it for about an hour or so yesterday, and what I found is that the tier list seems to be user dependent. And this part was pointed out to me by Zorark, as I mentioned earlier, that it seems like the tier list changes based on your user settings. So when I went in and corrected all of my user settings to be accurate to the way that I play the game, it changed what I saw on the tier list. If you remember yesterday, there were 5 Pokemon on the tier list. Gengar with double herbs was S rank. Now, since I've changed the settings, it's showing me only Gengar and Feraligatr are S rank, and it's changed the ingredient spread that it's recommending. So when I showed you guys this tier list yesterday, I didn't even notice that all these settings were up here. I just saw the tier list and just hyper focused and had my shaders on and was not paying attention, or my blinders on, that's the one. Was not even paying attention to all of this up here. This is where it gets very interesting and can be very beneficial to help you plan on what you should be looking for and potentially help you plan your teams as well. So what you can do is, let's go to Taup Hollow, for example. We can click on Taup Hollow. It highlights the berries for Taup Hollow as always. If you're on green grass, just make sure to select the berries that your Snorlax has that week, whatever they may be, and it will change the tier list for you as well. But we're going to go with Taup Hollow for our example. And it shows that if we're on total strength, the S rank for Taup Hollow is going to be Typhlosion. Another thing that you can do, this little details button right here, you can click that and it will show you the ranges of strength for each tier. And then if you click on the tier, it will show you the expected strength for each of the possible combinations. So that is one way that you can plan. You can also click on ingredient strength and it will show you in Taup Hollow which ones are going to be the most beneficial in terms of your ingredient gatherers. However, if you want a specific ingredient, say mushrooms for example, it will only show you Pokemon that can collect mushrooms and then rank them in the tier list as well. With mushrooms, we don't even have an A or a C tier. Gengar's your only choice. Let's say we want, let's do not fiery herbs because that's going to be the same. Let's say we want ginger. Tyranitar, top choice. Double ginger is the best. Ginger soybeans, second best. That makes sense. Same with skill trigger value. Let's get rid of the ginger requirement. One thing I noticed is that Vaporeon seems to be S tier skill trigger no matter what island you go to. Doesn't matter. It's Vaporeon. So I'm thinking that this is something I haven't looked into yet to confirm, but it seems like Vaporeon might just have the highest base skill trigger rate in the game in general. So back to what we were talking about with Taup Hollow. You can see Typhlosion, Onix, Quilava, top tier, top 3 berry gatherers according to the tier list. You can also change the level that it's showing you. And with a higher level comes different combinations, so the tier list expands a bit more. Granted, this is all stuff that if you really want to delve into it, you can, but if you just want to look at the tier list itself, let's go ahead and refresh it. Just set it back to 0. What I would say is just pick the island you're on. If it's green grass, make sure you select the berries. Let's just go ahead and say it's the Lapis green grass island. Then this is what your tier list looks like. Use this to help inform your decisions, what you're looking for, how you're going to build your team, and just set it up that way. You can pick sub skills and natures. I'm not exactly sure why you would do that, but maybe somebody can figure that out. To me, I don't know why I would pick these in this scenario, but maybe there is a reason to do so. If you know the reason to do so, or you can think of a reason to do it in this tier list, please drop that in the comments. Help us all out because I'm not getting it. But use this to plan your team and what you want to look for moving forward. What I did want to point out, some things that are kind of interesting to me that don't quite seem to add up, a little bit oddities. So I was checking in the team analysis. Let me actually go back to potatoes because this is what I was really worried about. Potatoes, ingredient strength. So it shows that at level 60 for potatoes, I'm not sure why it shows this, but it shows that a Victory Bell with double tomato potato and tomato potato tomato ranks higher than Victory Bell with tomato potato potato. I'm not sure why, because when we go to team analysis, you can see that the Victory Bell with tomato double potato brings in more potatoes than the other combinations. My assumption is that it is only looking at them based on the total ingredient strength from what's brought in, and maybe the amount of tomatoes brought in offsets the lower number of potatoes in terms of strength. But if you're only looking at, hey, how many what's going to bring in the most potatoes, for some reason it has the Victory Bell that will bring in the most in A tier, not an S tier. I don't know why. And then even if we look at Mr. Mime with tomato double potato, it still brings in more potatoes than the other two combinations that are in S tier. And the potato double tomato mime is actually in B tier. So keep that in mind if you're looking at this to try to figure out what's going to bring in the absolute most of a specific ingredient, that this is not reflecting that accurately. This is why I like to go to team analysis and set them to different levels and really get an idea of how many you can realistically expect in a given day from different combinations. So keep that in mind. The other oddity that I wanted to point out, let's go back to Top Hollow because this is where I ran into it. Take the potatoes off and go back to level 30. So here we can see we have Typhlosion and then Onyx and then Quilava in the ratings or the rankings. So if you have them just neutral natures and neutral no sub skills, then of course Typhlosion brings in the most, 125 berries for 14,000 strength. Onyx is second place, 102 berries for 11,000 strength. But then Quilava actually brings in a higher amount of strength merely because of its main skill that it procs about 6% of the time. Or no, sorry, that main skill proc is about 6% of the total strength it brings in. So it does bring in more and should theoretically be higher than Onyx in the tier ratings, but for some reason it's lower. And when you move over to having a full pack, these two on the, oh, I forgot to change this one to level 30. When you move over to having a full pack, the Onyx is actually better when it has a full inventory space and doesn't bring in any ingredients because the citrus berries give you more strength per berry. But it's such a small difference that if you have a very good Quilava and you don't have that good of an Onyx, Quilava may actually be your better choice. So don't think of this tier list as an end-all be-all. It's kind of more of a general guideline than a hard and fast rule. So I just wanted to point those out and to apologize for not delving into this further before I brought it to your attention yesterday, but I wanted to make sure that I really went through all of this with you guys to make sure that you can use this tool to your fullest potential, or to its fullest potential, to really help you reach your fullest potential. But that said, that's what I've got for the tier list. I do want to kind of run the video out with us using the candies that we need to finish the mission. We need to use 200 and something candies, 244 candies. And we are to a point where we actually have some good Pokemon that would benefit from it to get us ready for Lapis. So our Mankey that we had the other day, I actually forgot to change his name. Or no, that's the one we just got. So this Mankey is terrible. We're going to send that to the professor right now. We don't need it, but we do need the candies. The Mankey we got the other day, 80%, pretty solid. I'm happy with it. I think that we can probably go ahead and just use all of these candies now. Takes 40 to evolve it to a primate, and it's going to be worth it in the long run. All of the helping speeds are going to help since this one is always going to have its pack full. Naive nature might as well be a neutral nature, it doesn't matter, but the XP gains do help us to get it to level 25. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Get it to level 25. I'm going to use just enough to get there. Bro. So that's almost enough candies to trigger the mission, but I'm going to use 4 handy candies. Oh, nope. I needed 2 more. I miscalculated. I thought it said we had 28. 2 more, and then we're going to evolve it. I'm happy enough with this Mankey that I think this is possibly the best we're going to find, but knowing my luck now that I've invested all of this into this Mankey, tomorrow we're going to find 100%. Just because that's how my luck goes. There we go. We have our Primeape ready for Lapis when it drops. And that's a job well done. Kind of surprised that it's only 995 RP, but that's what happens. The game doesn't know that I'm going to leave its pack full all the time, so it doesn't realize just how strong that Primeape is going to be. Just like that, our final mission of the week is done. We can get our free diamonds. We can start the video with diamonds and end the video with diamonds. And that said, that's what I've got for today. I appreciate you watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you think about the tier list and how useful you think it could be. And until next time, later, dudes.